My name is Professor Mark Horton. I'm the Professor in Archaeology at the University of Bristol, and we've been hosting this project and have been closely involved in the project for the last 2 or 3 years.
It's a big deal.
Yes, I mean, this really is important. By any measure, it's very, very rare to get an assemblage of material, both skeletal and object-led, from the Middle Passage. This is one of the great holocausts of humanity, and yet it leaves no archaeological trace. And so this is something which is of universal importance. It's up there, up there with Auschwitz and Treblinka as one of the memories of mankind, a memory that tells us about this appalling slave trade that happened in the 18th and 19th centuries.
St Helena's famous for Napoleon. Is that the right way round?
Oh, no. I mean, this particular story and Andy's and his team's work have really shown that really St Helena needs to be remembered for its role in the abolition of the slave trade. And these poor people who were landed there and left to die in Rupert's Valley, and their burials and the remains that they've left with us, which provides us with the material remains that should be forever from humanity a memory of what went on in those horrible years.
Not so long ago, actually.
Absolutely not so long ago at all. And when I first saw this material, when it came to Bristol, it's very rare in my archaeological career I've actually shed a tear, because it was a moment of intense, as it were, grief. You see, and I've worked with slave communities in East Africa and in the Caribbean, in West Africa, but to just see this stuff and to see those little shoes and those little bits of ribbon, those bracelets, those beads, those textiles, and you suddenly realise that was people, that was someone, and the millions that you see in slave trade statistics is kind of irrelevant. I suppose it's a bit like the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, that somehow you need to humanise it all. And what Andy and his team have done in St Helena is humanise the slave trade, to actually realise that there are victims and that you're looking at them in the face.
Have you never done that as an archaeologist?
Well, I've dug in the odd slave cemetery, and you've dug plantations and so forth. And yes, you're always looking people in the face, but you're always digging up dead people, really. That's what you do as an archaeologist. But actually to see the victims in such a graphic way is extraordinary.
Of course, the ones who made it to the plantations, they perhaps became healthier. The ones in Rupert's Valley, they were at the very depths of despair.
Absolutely. And these were, most of them were probably already dead, frankly, when they'd been unloaded from the ships. And of course, one must remember the 19th century was a period in which the slave trade was at its most depraved. There was no regulation. People were literally slave running. They were trying to escape the ships. So with that comes the most appalling conditions, the stink, the stench, the sheer inhumanity of man on man, is just extraordinary. And the fact that people could survive through that, to my mind, just, defies modern imagination.
Will you be going to St Helena?
Well, I hope so. Well, when the airport is going, I'll certainly go. But let's hope I can get there by boat one day, very soon, before it all gets wrecked and changed.
You are a television presenter. You're very well known in this country from the TV series Coast. Can you see a TV programme in this, or maybe a radio one?
Well, no. TV is great. The trouble is, people say, you have to pay them lots of money to travel by the day, so it takes quite a long time to get to St Helena. No. I think we need to look at our overseas territories, and maybe there's a series in their history and archaeology.